We're up and running. Hello everyone and welcome. We are going to be doing some skirmishes and checking out all the brand new units. We do have a mod that allows us to use tester maps because those things are quite important. And the community voted for this first part where we're going to be showcasing units from Khorne. So, this is part of the mod, so it makes all the units playable as lords too. But we're going to start bringing in everything, and what we can do is allow multiple lords, which allows us to have the Blood Speaker. It allows us to have Skull Taker, and it allows us to have, if I can find him, Arbal. Hey Mo, what are you doing? Get it? Yeah, we've been having fan issues today. So, we've got access to 3 new lords, 2 legendary lords, and 1 generic. When it comes to the heroes, we have access to Scar Bloodwrath, Sylar Anfingrim. So that's quite a lot over there. When it comes to new units, early on, you're going to find them. The roster is going to be very similar because it is Khorne after all. But you have access to Khorngors. You have access to Skull Reapers, Wrathmongers. If I can find the other dudes, the Slaughter Brute, and where the hell is the Blood Beast? Is Arbal only on a mount? No, Arbal can actually be on foot also, but we will mount him because there's something really cool about Arbal mounted. So that's a very good shout. I don't think you guys are ready to see Arbal mounted. Where the hell's the Blood Beast though? There. And let's change it to this one because it's a bit open-ended. Where's Arbal's starting location? We'll do the renown units in a second. No starting location talk until the embargoed part about this. Is it a banner? I don't know, man. Don't forget your stretches. No worries. Let me do the stretch. I don't know, man. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, we have banners! Arbal the Undefeated actually has a banner. It moves too. Can you show us the Regiments right now? We'll do that in a second. Look at the absolute massive redesign on Arbal. Doesn't he look great? The doggo looks amazing too. The units have banners too? No, the units do not have banners, but Arbal, it's a classic. He had to have the banner. I can't talk about mechanics just yet. But yeah, look at that. Isn't that great? Let's check out the other units because there is a few things that we need to talk about and then we'll do some battle testing. Obviously we've got the classic looking Khorngors. Very awesome design there. Very much like the 90s style. Some of them still have great weapons, but here's a big thing. The CA blog actually said, oh yeah, they've got great weapons, but no, they count as halberds. You have halberd God Touch Claws now, which is pretty damn good. Oh yeah, they can manual it, by the way, which is amazing. And they get all the usual stuff like Primal Frenzy and all the like. Slaughter Brute is up next. When does the embargo drop? Now. We're in the battle embargo. Yeah, look at that. It's a big boy. It's very good at killing monsters. Very good at killing monsters. Absolute powerhouse. Very well designed too. And we'll do a battle of this versus a Mutileth in a second. What's that tongue do? Many things. Mouse is showing at the wrong place. That is very strange. We'll have to do a little bit of an update there. Harsh, thank you so much for the subscription. I'm not sure what may be causing that, so we might have to change my settings. But give me a second, we'll show off the rest of the troops and then we'll go from there. These are the Blood Beasts of Khorne. Chaos Monkey. Very interesting, obviously, that, you know, we started getting something, a legendary hero, which is very gorilla-like, mentioned to be very gorilla-like. Now we have a unit that is very gorilla-like. They're not counted as spawn, they're not unbreakable, but they're still very good at what they do damage-wise. Sylar Jr., yeah. Well, once we're at it, we might as well look at Sylar, who is quite big, actually. We'll change the thingy, but yeah. He's a big boy. He's a very big boy. Nerf your resolution. Yeah, no, I think I made it lower. But we'll have to go from there. Does he speak? Yeah, he speaks. He's not a full spawn, so if you use him, he'll start saying like kill for Khorne and stuff like that. Alright. I know a lot of people were excited about these guys. We've got Wrathmongers now. So these are 32 in a squad. They are fairly decent. They are very, very decent. The only problem is that they are very small. They still compare themselves quite well to Chosen, I'd say. No blue capes. It depends on the faction that you pick. So I think this is on the generic Scarbrand faction, hence the red and yellow. But they look very, very good. And for those of you who like Chaos Warriors but stronger, they won't compare to Chosen, but they will be stronger than Chaos Warriors. We do have access to Skull Reapers, Anti-Infantry, Frenzy, again another End Times unit. So do Wrathmongers have a different role? Well, the Wrathmongers and the Skull Reapers, everything Khorne-wise has very similar roles. Very, very similar roles. The only thing is, some of them do a little bit different. For example, the Skull Reapers, the Wrathmongers are very good at being they've got some missile resistance, because they're kind of like going through the flails. And what else do we have here? We have Scar Bloodwrath, the chief of the Scaramble. I have a very awesome clip of Scar, and he's ripping Gorok to shreds. Very, very cool. They're talking that up? Okay. Yeah, we got a cool character there. We'll talk about the Blood Speaker. He's a spellcaster, technically. He's a buffer. He's a buffer. He's also got some regen. He's got augments to make them unbreakable. He's got aerial effects, which increases vigor reduction and also makes them unbreakable. And a pretty good damage ability too. Overall, I've played him. I can talk to you about using them in campaign. I find them fairly good, especially if you're going to be playing Valkyria, because you do get access to all the Scaramore troops with Valkyria, and yeah, it is. They do make cheap but very effective lords if you don't want to keep running Chaos Lords. Very, very effective. And then lastly, mounts. He can ride on a war shrine or a Chaos Steed. No Juggernaut. Skulltaker has mounts too. He's got a Blood Throne or he's got his Juggernaut. Skull Taker's pretty damn good in his own right. Very cool design, as you can see. He really likes to lick those skulls. It's interesting, isn't it? Very, very good. Is the Juggernaut yellow or red? I think it's red, but we can check in just a second. So, we want to show off a few things in battle, right? Do you want to see 1v1s? Do you want to see, like, for example, how Arbal works? Should we go for the units? Or do you want to just go see how Scar first deals with characters?
Scar the Reaper! Scar!
1v1? Okay. Let's do Scar Bloodwrath versus a character. So we got a melee test map here. And we'll fight an Orc War Boss. But we'll put him unmounted. He can still have all his items. Don't forget the mouse is bugged. Yeah, I don't know how to fix this. I could remove capture cursor, actually. Might be easier, right?
Beyond imagining! Scar Bloodwrath! Life taken! Life reaped!
Alright, so the plan here is we're going to use Scar. We're just going to set him and forget him. And he's going to go straight in to deal with the Orc War Boss, right? Unfortunately, he's looking for armor. But he'll start switching around in just a second. Look at that damage. Look at that freaking damage. Yep. He's much better on campaign though. Once you start getting his skills up, he gets a lot killier, dude. A lot killier. It makes them very, very good. Makes them very, very good. So, let's do a little bit of a test, right? I'm assuming you guys want to see like the Skull Reapers and the Wrathmongers, right? Him versus Archeon. That could be a fun test. Let's show that first, yeah? Him versus Archeon. We're gonna let Archeon have his magic and stuff, though. Where is Archeon? See, I'm using the mod because it makes my life a little easier. That's the wrong Archeon. But he's gonna be on foot. He's gonna have all his items. The Slayer, Serf Kings, the Domination Crown, and the Armor of Morcar. Should have used him in yesterday's session. Yeah, he's very, very good. He's gonna have all his actual magic. So it's going to be stronger than Scar. What we're going to do is we're going to do Wrathmongers and Skull Reapers versus the new Black Orcs, because Black Orcs are very, very strong. Alright, we're going to put Arbal away. Now, Archeon himself is quite strong.
Scar Bloodwrath! Murder! Slaughter! Carnage!
Look at that. He's activated the Slayer of Kings. Remember that the difference between campaign and multiplayer is that obviously multiplayer is weird balancing. Very weird balancing. Whereas in campaign, everyone gets stronger. So when you start getting Archeon up to like level 12 and stuff, he's already very, very powerful compared to this. But yeah, he's very, very strong. There are some changes coming in though. So let's see. We'll get 2 units of Skull Reapers. Well, we'll get 1 unit of Skull Reapers, 1 unit of Wrathmongers, and we're going to switch them around. They don't perform very well against Chosen, but this means that you can see the new Black Orcs too. Multiplayer is basically normal mode with no buffs. Yeah, exactly. And we all know that Archeon's buffs are very, 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 very strong. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a Lord. We're going to take off his items because he's going to come into combat, right? And we do have the new Black Orcs. These guys, by the way, have a really fun augment, but it's actually more like a formation. So they can actually lower their own melee attack dramatically, but very highly increase their melee defense, making them very much an immovable object. I know people are curious about the Skull Reapers and the Wrathmongers, and this is probably going to be the best way to show them, fighting against some very heavily armored troops. So,
Nothing will
1 unit of
remain.
each. We've got 60 Skull Reapers, 32 Wrathmongers, and it's 80 Black Orcs per side. You can get a nice good look at these new lads. They look very, very cool. But we'll have a proper section on this stream for the green skins, don't you worry. So,
Mighty
just start the combat.
imagining. Limb from limb.
Very, very simple. Wrathmongers are quite fast, and that makes them quite beneficial. Now you see, Wrathmongers are really hurting the Black Orcs. The damage output is actually generally quite good, and they're using the Bulwark weapon. So right now they're more defensive, and they've had the bonus of extra attack, because they still use the wall. The Skull Reapers aren't doing so bad, but they're not really there for the big boys. Even then, the damage has been there. Black Orcs are DLC or FLC? They are DLC. With camera shake on? Yeah, I'm going to have to turn that off in the settings. Different shields, and they've actually been updated slightly with the textures and so on. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn that off in just a second. That's in the normal settings area, isn't it? Yeah, we're gonna have to see from that. Someone's moving chairs upstairs as per usual. So yeah, Wrathmongers, pretty big damage. The fact that they can hold off versus that. They're going to be taking less damage here. Because obviously these guys are in their system. But they really do hurt. And yeah, they've got little shaky... they've got little like spins and stuff to push the effect that they're using flails. Skull Reapers don't do too bad. They do struggle though. However, versus Chaos Warriors and stuff like that, they're perfectly fine. You see? Pretty good unit overall. And they excel at moving quite heavily because spell resistance 35. Did they lose their missile resistance?
Release the screaming souls!
I think they lost their missile resistance. Are they the first flail unit? No, it's Doomseekers. Doomseekers are supposed to be listed as flail units.
Rip body from bone. The destroyer pulls me
Which, by the way, Arbal can actually hurt your own troops. Summon a unit of Chaos. Oh no, enemy troops.
Nothing will deter me.
So spawn themes are still there.
Challengers, meet me.
Okay. So there. Khorne gores are actually fairly good. Before anything, let's just go on the options. Advanced. Is there a shaky cam somewhere? Where is camera shake? Is it controls? Camera shake. There we go. Alright, let's go back in. So any new animations for Black Orcs? I don't think they have any new animations, to be honest. Can't wait for Ogres next week. Well, we can show some Ogre stuff later on. Don't worry. Okay. Blood Beasts, and we're going to compare them to Spawn of Chaos. Skaven being failures? They could be considered. I thought they were considered great weapons, though. Overall, the damage is pretty damn good on the Blood Beasts. So let's show them against... Actually, with the mod, we can ignore Lords and bring in units instead. So let's show them against some Orc Boys, and the idea here is just to kind of compare. Because in most cases, you're going to be using the Spawn for chaff and big hordes, right? Okay, so Blood Beasts are quite fast. 65 speed makes them really viable to kind of get around the enemy lines and so on. Obviously, you do have cavalry, which is better. What's the name of this mod? It's just called map mod or something. I'll find out for you in just a second. But yeah, they're fast. You use them kind of like Rad Ogres. They are very able to hold down. Their high leadership makes them pretty damn good at holding the line too. I don't think there's many issues when it comes to these lads. It makes them quite good. So, let's put them both in. You're going to get in there with the Blood Beast first. So already you got the better speed coming from these guys. And when they get in there... Where are you from? I'm from Gibraltar. Same as my family. Does Khorne have any weaknesses now? I mean, still, armor-piercing stuff hurts them. Armor-piercing stuff still dramatically hurts them. The great thing about these, and you will notice that they do suffer a little bit, but what they're good at is cycle charging. So the spawner there, we want to move these guys out. Obviously, Total War has issues with with pathfinding, as per usual. This guy's stuck despite the fact that he's not really touching them. Same as this guy. There we go. So let's try and get in from the flank. They've got all the usual stuff. Frenzy, immune to psychology, they can hide, very high spell resistance. There's very good spell resistance overall. And yeah, they roll into combat. Wasn't the best charge because they didn't get a lot of momentum. Are Blood Speakers still warriors? Blood Speakers are a lord choice. The Skull Reapers are very much similar, and I'll show you Skull Reapers versus warriors, and then Skull Reapers versus Chosen, just to show you the example. They're a little bit higher than warriors. I'd say a little bit. I do like it. The damage is big overall. Yeah, that will be a good thing, because Creative Assembly like to showcase stuff, and the explanation on some of their blogs is very odd. They should really be Chosen. They should be higher than Chosen, to be honest, considering the levels of mutation. Healing is still decent for Khorne. So let's do that. Let's get a unit of Skull Reapers. And we're going to fight a unit of Chaos Warriors with dual weapons. Because these guys have dual weapons. So we got 60 versus 100. You've got a lot more damage coming out when you've got a lot more types of, unit entities and so on. Yeah, your Blood Speaker acts as a healer too. So, let's put them 1v1. I know a lot of people are very curious about this, considering what happened with all the blogs and stuff. But we do have them. These guys are more skirmishy, as you can tell in terms of formation, whilst the Chaos Warriors are a bit tighter.
In Ruination's name, we will water his fields with blood.
Frenzy is going to make them very, very, very powerful. Let's watch them come in. Charge overall was quite good. It looks like the Skull Reapers are hitting quite hard, but the Warriors are bringing in quite a lot of damage. Very much on par. Keep in mind that in campaign things will work differently, because you do have techs which will improve certain units more than others. So what you see in battle can also be quite varied in campaign. So I think that's quite important to keep remembering. I'm not a multiplayer guy, so I've seen them kind of acting a bit odd in multiplayer and more campaign. Still, the damage is not bad. Not great, but not bad. Overall, 8,000 damage to the Warriors, 6,000. It's not great. It's not great. You have to keep that in mind. But it's still able to hold down the line. In campaign, I've been able to kind of doomstack them. It does take a while to doomstack them. Weezer MD, thank you so much for the Prime subscription. You can doomstack Skull Reapers and Wrathmongers. If you want to go full Scaramore, you can, but it takes a while. There's a whole 2% that care about MP, the rest of us are campaign. Less than 2%. Is there a way we can convince CA to rebalance them into Chosen level? I think it's more of a GW thing. But yeah, overall, that's not too bad. Now, there's no point showing them against Chosen, because Chosen are going to demolish them. However, let's show you Chosen with dual weapons versus Wrathmongers, right? That might be a bit better. Greenskin's got very fun units. I did a battle with Moloch yesterday, where I was using Mangler Squigs, and how to say this without sounding like a review. I had a lot of fun with Mangler Squigs. So, Wrathmongers versus Chosen. I think a lot of people want to know this.
Wrathmongers!
Do we see Scar? I'll put Scar back in soon. But yeah, we showed Scar demolishing Arkham. So, kind of on par with Chosen. Keep in mind that Chaos Chosen of Khorne with dual weapons are some of the best, if not the best, like, normal infantry melee units. Oh yeah, and they throw people fucking far. Look at that. They're supposed to be above, but it doesn't look like they are though. No petitions, no petitions. The age of petitions is over. So, yeah, not the best, but keep in mind, more than double entities mean that more damage is going to come out. Ratmonger's a tad taller? Should be. That's a really cool shot, actually. Yeah, they're taller. They are taller. Is it? It's illegal to show off Khorne without having the blood pack on. I don't have the blood pack on out of principle. I don't believe in paid blood packs. I got it for free and I still won't use it. But yeah, they are taller. They are bigger. The damage output is just really, really good. Sure, not the best, but once you start upgrading them with campaign text, they get a lot better. They look like the miniatures, yeah. They look like the miniatures. I think it's a really good interpretation of a miniature which came out at a wrong time. The damage you can see when they kill stuff, sometimes not even kill stuff, like this guy's still alive, and they can throw them bloody far. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's not bad. Look at that, right? Dead, but actually broke the Chosen of Khorne. And I mean fully broke them. That's not bad for a one-on-one. Right? That's not bad at all. Alright. I'm assuming you guys want to see if the Khorne Gores are viable. So let's go on the Beastmen section. So, now I can tell you the Minotaurs of Khorne are not in. I couldn't tell you before, but they aren't. Aspiring champions as well. That will have to be to the campaign. That will have to be the campaign. But we now have access to different god-touched gores and stuff. We're going to bring two, alright? And we're going to pin them against ogres, right? And we're going to do one unit of ogre balls and one unit of iron boots, I think. Slightly above Chosen. The stats on the tabletop make them above Chosen. The problem is that maybe Games Workshop set it down. So yeah, Khorne Gores are usable. With the Beastmen, you can recruit them. We're not going to move our troops. That was a very weird formation push. Hey, Fagoff, how you doing? So we got Iron Guts over there and normal bulls. We had them bracing because it works better for us. Look at the damage. Those bulls are getting demolished. The Iron Guts are holding out. I'm going to actually start making them go in. Like, they're doing pretty good damage, but now they're starting to suffer. They're going to try and get a cycle charge, because remember that battle stuff has changed. Now they can't because these guys are broken, so their leadership has gone off. But yeah, very good anti-large unit. If you were looking for more anti-large for your Beastmen playthroughs, or even just obviously Khorne, you've got them. You've also got them with the Warriors of Chaos support. So don't worry, they will pop up. You want a cheap and effective warrior. Mind you, you've got halberds with the Chaos Warriors as well anyway. It's not bad, isn't it? Let me have a check. There we go. Can you show us the Khorne Regiments of Renown? Okay, yeah. So I had to check something very quickly because I am keeping up with everything going on. Now I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't remember which one's there. I'm assuming it's the Slaughter Guard, the Blood Wake, and that might be it. Right? What are the regiments renowned for Khorne? Could it be the Hellforged Barrels? Yeah, and the Hellforged Barrels. Okay. We're going to be doing stacks and stuff soon. Don't worry. So, Regiment of Renown, very shiny, as you can tell. I do think that the lighting might be a tad off. Very cool, though. Very nice highlights. This is one of my favorite highlights. Absolutely gorgeous. It's going to do a lot of damage. Obviously, Regiments of Renown are massive. Skulltaker versus Grimghoul. We'll do that in a second, don't worry. Then these guys on you. These are the Slaughter Guard. Which, oddly enough, is that poison? No, that's flammable. To get close for that. And then we do have this guy, which looks too fleshy for my liking. A bit too fleshy, I think. It's a bit odd, isn't it? This is the classic paint style that you'd actually see for these, actually. When people used to run with Be'lakor on the tabletop, they used to paint these and the Juggernauts in black and gold instead to denote undivided. But yeah, okay. Let's do a fun little showcase. Monster versus monster. Who wants to see the Slaughter Brute in action? Yeah, Marox, how you doing? And we should be getting the next video going live in 20 minutes, so I've got time now. When that does, we'll do the sit-ups very quickly. We'll do abilities and so on in just a second, don't worry. What do you want to see versus the Slaughter Brute? Shall we do a Carnosaur? Big old bear? Ooh, big old bear might be good, actually, yeah. Big old bear might be good. So we've got something which is elemental. It's able to do like speed reduction and so on. I don't think it would be very fair against, say, Dreadsaurian. Dreadsaurians are very, very strong. But yeah. Any attached animations? I have not really zoomed in that much, I'll be honest with you. Most of the time I've been... Like, keep in mind, I can't tell you when we got access, but I can tell you it was a much shorter window than we normally get. Changed a couple of orc units. There's a bunch of orc stuff, which we're going to be talking about soon, don't worry. So let's just slam in with the Slaughter Brute.
Deliver Khorne a mighty slaughter, and you may challenge me!
It's pretty good. I keep forgetting that the bear has a push. It's such a cool animation, man. Yeah, we started there and he's been pushed back like twice. Oh, we're getting in there. Next greenskins, don't you worry, we're going to be doing greenskins. We still have a few more things for Khorne. We're doing about an hour for each. And then we do a bit of everything. Yeah, we should test out the Mutileth Vortex piece versus the Slaughter Brute, because that would be showcasing the same model essentially, which isn't a bad thing, by the way. Keep in mind it's from the same tabletop kit. If we get end times, what will Khorne get now? Nothing. Khorne is done. Overall, I think, yeah, Slaughter Brute wins against Big Bear. That push is just such an amazing... like, I keep forgetting it's there for big monsters. Yeah, I think a lot of people are excited for Khorne. There is quite a lot of Khorne stuff. They look pretty good. Texture models have always been pretty decent, to be honest. Wait. Ah! There you go. Just in case you want a little bit of slaughter cake. Let's show it off against the Mutileth, and then once that's done, we're likely going to be switching off to another faction. I think a lot of people are curious because it's the same model. It'll use a lot of the same animations and so on. Where is Zinch? There. Mutileth Vortex piece. We can take it as a lord thanks to this mod. Oh yeah, we have to show the blood speaker in action too, and Skull Taker, and Sylar. Sylar's very, very good. Where is the Mutileth Vortex Beast over here? Am I blind? There it is. It depends on the units because there's quite a lot of like big damage power there. Like the new Khorne units are really destructive. The Sylar buff Wrathmongers? No. Sylar focuses on the Blood Beasts. Scar focuses on the Wrathmongers and the Skull Reapers. Now, your Blood Speakers also do help with your Wrathmongers and your Skull Reapers. Alright, 1v1. Aware of the device as always. Remember that these came from the exact same tabletop kit So they're going to be very similar in that regard. Right, his shield is down. And the hits are quite large too. Elemental Burst, Water Brute, Vortex Beast, Mary Kill. Well, you like it rough, it's Water Brute, right? Yeah. As you can see, Slaughter Brute is very, very capable of doing damage. Very, very good at taking out, say, for example, Stegodons, big monsters like that. Very, very, very good. There's something about the damage capabilities about it, and just in general, one of the best looking monsters in Warhammer Fantasy Battle. They did not get access to Khorne Minotaurs, no. They've got Khorne Wars, but no Khorne Minotaurs. And there you go. About half your health gone, but really pretty good. Khorne Minotaurs are fantastic. Yeah, they are very, very strong. Very, very strong. If you can say Blood Speakers are better than the chosen Chaos Lords. Blood Speakers, they aren't as strong as your Chaos Lord of Khorne, but what they do have for them is that they have a lot of buffs in campaign. The AoE damage is pretty damn tasty, and the fact of the matter is you've got a lot to play around with the just with the fuckery. If you want to go full Scaramore, you can. Now you know what we're going to do here. I'm going to show you how Silo works. So we're going to get a full army. We'll take 2 anti-large and then 3 standard. And we're going to put Silo in alongside a unit, just 1 unit of Blood Beasts, right? So just the monkey. Alright? Just the monkey. Alright?
Mighty beyond imagining!
Yeah, everything for Khorne, Lloyd, I'll tell you, like, right now, when I was playing with Morlock, we had massive issues making big lists in multiplayer for the Khorne stuff, because all the new Khorne stuff is very, very expensive. Wrathmongers are 1,400, for example. Skull Reapers are 1,100. But yeah, let's go full monkey. You can see that when he charges, look at that, man. Look at that. You can even make him faster too. The push out is incredible. Look at units flying back, because the mass on these guys is wonderful. Now keep in mind also that Sylar is doing natural damage AoE because of his tail, and we have a Siren. There we go, it's gone. Yeah, they have very similar attack animations, which is kind of frustrating. It's basically a roll and that, but I don't imagine like Gorilla's doing much. The roll is pretty good for AoE damage though. So obviously now the Blood Beasts have been broken. They've been able to do 6,000 damage, which is not too bad. Sylar is still up and running and still tremendously hurting them. They do feel like Battle Rat Ogres, yeah. Essentially very much like Battle Rat Ogres. New favorite unit. So I'd say for Khorne, it's the Wrathmongers. I really enjoy them. For Greenskins, it's the Manglersquigs. I really enjoy them. And for Ogres, no cap, the Thundertusk. Thundertusk perhaps is one of the most incredibly well-performing units. Stood out to you? There's a few changes. We can't talk about that just yet, but there's a bunch of that. There are 3 campaign videos happening on the 6th. Not DLC campaigns, but like, you know, outside campaigns. Like, Arbal has a video. We've got a video on the Greenskins. We've got a video on the Ogre rework. Quite a few things. The explosions are kind of cool. You've got a lot to play around with here. Palpatine has a Sith-like jump. He jumps quite nicely. Arbal has his banner. Yeah, Arbal has a very, very cool banner. Brave Assembly finally remembered that banners exist. I think this might have had to do something with CA Sophia. Because we know that CA Sophia were on the Khorne project on this side of the old demon gods? Yes. Demonic Reforging is available to all the Chaos Demon factions. And it is very, very helpful. Oh, actually, regarding Demonic Reforging, it also works on your heroes. So if your hero were to die, there is a chance of it reforging. Alright, let's talk about the Blood Speaker. I really like the Blood Speaker. I really, really, really like the Blood Speaker. We're going to have him on foot. We're going to have his abilities. The abilities look very, very cool. We're going to switch this to Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch. Actually, let's give them Chosen of Tzeentch. So 3 Chosen of Tzeentch. And over here we can perform with... We'll go with 3 Skull Reapers and 1 Wrathmonger unit. What's Demonic Reforging? Demonic Reforging is kind of like the Dead Rise again. So if your demons start dying in combat, there's a chance of them coming back after the battle if you've won, which gives you the benefit of not having to spend so much cash on demons. When will the next embargo be lifted? FLC embargo will be on the 6th.
We come for war!
So we're going to be doing this, right? This is basically a Scaramore style thing. Now, the big reason why I like these lords is because of this effect. So damage in an area, very good against like more entities, and also reduces enemy leadership, which is pretty damn good. I'm a big fan of his ability. He's also got access to a heal, but keep in mind here, if you heal something, you're going to be taking damage. Your Blood Speaker is effectively trading off health for the benefit of someone else. Maybe if you've got a legendary hero that you want to keep up and running, that does help. Alright? So we're going to be testing them against these Chosen, and the idea here is we're going to be able to use quite a bit. So
You obey a single will!
I don't know whose head that is. I don't know, but it's very pale, isn't it? Do the new units have voice lines? Yeah, they've got voice lines.
We come for war! The voice of blood!
Okay, so this is the damage ability. It's actually very damn cool. And as you can see, if you mix up, you can fight off the Chosen without too much of an issue. I mean, even here, it's just one unit actually fighting against these guys, and they're performing very, very well. When does map embargo? The 6th. The 6th. When Arbal comes out. When Arbal comes out. Well, when I can show up. So yeah, if you're fighting against, say, for example, Zeem's Chosen, you're not going to have too much of an issue. It's quite comparable over here. Obviously here it's a bit stronger because we've got the Wrathmonger supporting. I can say that Arbal's campaign is quite fun.
More murder awaits! Manifest!
And remember that if you like playing Valkyria, for example, you do have access to all these new units. In a new color scheme? Yep, can do. Can do. And you have some two new color schemes actually. And then in about 5 minutes, we're going to be switching off into the ogres. So we have the Challengers of Khorne, and I'm going to show you Chaos Warriors actually, because that way you get the full effect. And over here, Warriors, Khorne, and we've got the Blood Keepers, right? So let's get you some generic Chaos Warriors. So you can see the color scheme. Can Lustria Ball be fun? I can't talk about the Lustria Ball too much until the campaign video comes out for them, but it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting.
Battle hungry.
Alright. So the color schemes themselves aren't very different. Not different at all. Maybe the Wrathmongers? Because everyone looks identical here. Everyone's just red. Alright, let's try the, you get red, more red, and a little bit more red, right? I mean, it makes sense, right? Everyone gets red, yeah. It does kind of make sense. Second video goes live in a minute, and then we'll switch over to ogres. Let's try, maybe Marauders. Marauders. Skull Reapers. Wrathmongers. There we go. Color theme. I haven't checked too much the color theme. I've mostly just been playing. I'll be honest with you. I've been playing a lot of Wurzag. I've been playing a lot of Wurzag during my own time.
Marauders of Khorne!
Okay, no. The color scheme seems to be the same, barring down here. So this one is the Arbal one. And this one is the Skull Taker there. Arbal has a banner? Yes, Arbal has a banner. Yeah, there has been some pretty fun changes for Wurzag. He's got a dedicated video coming up, don't worry. And he's quite interesting. He's quite interesting. Alright, what we're gonna do over here is we've got a video on the way. Oh, it's just come out. Let me just do the promotion for it. And this should be the ogres, which is funny because we're about to do ogres now too. Ogres. like that, and then I just have to do over here. That. Okay, do you want to switch on to... Skull Reapers and Tifri? Yeah. Shall we move on to the Ogres? Right, shall we move on to the Ogres now? Oh yeah, we need to do Skull Reaper. Yeah, Skull Taker. Skull Taker. And we'll put him against a Chaos Lord of Tzeentch. And then we'll go on to the Ogres. It's a bit strange. Hey, if Games Workshop say that that needs to be done that size, that needs to be done that size.
First among bloodletters. I am Khorne's chosen, the murder god's own sacred executioner. Today, his eye is on you. Show him prowess.
Okay, so we got all the upgrades. One hit basically took out his shield. A little bit left. Damage is really good though. Damage is really, really good. He's good at killing characters. Definitely good at killing characters. Into the Palpatine charge. There's different charges. There's different charges. But, yeah, look at that. Now that the eye is gone. I mean, right? Scarbrand, he'll suffer a bit, because obviously large entities generally throw you around, but let's check him out versus Grimgor. Let's check him out versus Grimgor. I think a lot of people would like to see Grimgor in action, and to be honest, why not, right? Of the victory lap, yeah. Alright. Straight in. We're going to get the charge bonus coming in a little bit sooner. So as soon as he starts picking up speed a bit. I'm losing the effects because he's using his, as you can tell. One thing that you do have to notice is that a lot of these things, a lot of like new DLC units, will generally perform better than other stuff because it's the Warhammer way, right? Sell an overpowered thing, nerf it later. Because I'm very sure shit's gonna start like getting nerfed. The Thunder Tusk is a big reason. So like for example, if you're bringing Thunder Tusk, there is no reason for you to bring down Stonehorns anymore, I think. Thunder Tusks outperform. And they've got a little Pokemon attack too. You show the 32 guys massacring something? Yeah, we have, but don't worry, there's going to be a lot today. We're going to be switching to the Ogres now, but we're going to double back. There is quite a lot of stuff to showcase. The damage output on Skull Taker is quite high. Even then, I haven't actually used the bonuses again.
of skill undoes the champion.
Go to 25. Yeah, it's not bad. Grimgor is still very, very strong. And there's a chance that Grimgor can win. There is actually still a chance. Oh, maybe not. Very, very close. Very close. That's not too bad. You know what I want to do actually before we switch over? I'd like to see how well Scar does versus Grimgor. He melted Archeon, so I want to see if we get the same result. Can Skulltaker get Unbreakable? I don't think so. Skulltaker was about to melt? He was. Let's see Scar and then we'll move on to the Ogres. Because we know that this character is very, very killing. Very, very killing. We can put his buffs in as soon as we get in. Scar's OP? Very much so. So he's using his abilities too. However... Grimgor's doing some big damage. Grimgor is doing some very, very big damage. But it's not enough. It's not enough. Yeah, he's done. A lot of burst DPS, yeah. When you throw him up against the character, he really does hurt. Really does hurt.